I wasn't aware that 90% of the businesses in the US specifically are family owned. And I didn't realize that there are about 5.5 million family owned businesses. And that's crazy when you think about the perception that most people have of business is like these big, giant, evil, faceless, greedy organizations, right? And the truth is, no, it's a bunch of families doing the best they can. And yet you deal with probably the thing that I would want to avoid the most is how do you transition ownership or leadership in an organization that's family ran? Be like, Dad, come on, put me in charge, please. No, Steve, we've known you since you were like a little kid, and this is what you're going. I can't imagine what it's like. Why in the world would you choose to plant your flag in the middle of that chaos?
Steve, you've brought up so many points that I could riff off of, but I have chosen to plant my flag into what we call, some people call the family circle. So there's this model of family business that came out of Harvard back in the 1980s. John Davis came up with the 3-circle model. And it's basically there's the business, there's the family, and there's the ownership. And they overlap. And some people are owners and they work in the business, but they're not family. Some people are family that, so there's 7 different places in those 3 circles. And that's what makes everything interesting. And when I got into this gig of working with families, I actually decided consciously to plunge directly into the family side of things and the family circle, because I realized that it is the most important circle in many, especially when there's upcoming transitions from one generation to the next. And also, it's the most neglected side. Like every business will have their lawyer, their accountant, all their people, the outside advisors to help them with that. Mm-hmm. And they don't often think that they want help or know where to find help on some of the more family stuff. And so I've gotten into the whole coaching and mediating game on that score because I grew up in a family business, so I have the lived experience. And that was a perfect connection from the early part of my career to this later part.
And you wrote the book on this.
Yeah, well, I did write a book called Shift Your Family Business back in 2014. This was geared to people like my father, who was an entrepreneur who had started a business. Yeah. And also my father-in-law, who had started a business. And I often find basically something you were just starting to hint at is like sometimes people say, hey, Dad, give the business to me or whatever, is that transitioning from the first generation to the second is really tough. And often the wealth creator, the entrepreneur, the one who caught lightning in a bottle is very reluctant to want to leave. And so the Shift Your Family Business, the letters in the word shift are actually an acronym for a process that I was laying out there. So the S stands for start, mm-hmm. H stands for help, as in get help, get mm-hmm. a guide to come and help you. I is for invest the time and some money in it. F is for flexible. You got to remain flexible and not think you're going to put this plan together and it's going to work exactly as planned. And T is for talk. It's actually could have been C for communicate, but shift doesn't make a very nice word. Right. And most of the important communication in families is talking. So that's what it ended up being.
Hey, thanks for watching these Golden Nuggets. And as a reward, I got another big fat Golden Nugget just for you. I wrote this book for you to help you get your act together online so you can grow your business better. You're searching, you're wanting to learn. This is a great book. Grab the book, grow your business.
Amazing, right?